What's the moment you realized you'd actually raised your younger sibling, right? My 20-year-old brother got arrested for putting a man in the hospital. The call came while I was eating lunch at work. A police officer asked if I was his emergency contact. When I said yes, he told me my brother had been taken into custody after a violent assault outside a grocery store. He wouldn't tell me anything else. The drive to the station was miserable. All I could think was how I was going to explain this to our mom. Our dad disappeared when my brother was 5. Mom worked nights for years just to keep us afloat. I was never officially his guardian, but I was the one making dinner, checking homework, showing up to parent-teacher conferences when mom couldn't. Doing everything an older brother wasn't really supposed to know how to do. He wasn't a troublemaker. He'd never even been suspended. That's why none of it made sense. When I got there, he was sitting alone in an interview room with dried blood on his shirt. The first thing he said was, "I'm sorry. Not, I didn't do it. Not, it wasn't my fault. Just, I'm sorry." I asked what happened. He looked at the floor. They said I should wait for a lawyer. That was it. The detective came in a few minutes later. He told me my brother had attacked another man so badly he was still unconscious in the hospital. Several witnesses confirmed my brother kept hitting him after he was already on the ground. I remember thinking, maybe I really didn't know my own brother. Then the detective asked something strange. "Has your brother always been protective?" I asked what he meant. He opened a folder. "The injured man says your brother attacked him for no reason." He flipped to another page. "But every witness keeps talking about an older woman." Before I could ask anything else, another officer knocked on the door. He whispered something into the detective's ear. The detective immediately stood up and walked out. He came back about 10 minutes later with a completely different expression. The hospital searched the suspect's backpack. I frowned. "Suspect?" He nodded. There was cash, several wallets, and 3 stolen phones inside. Then he asked my brother one question. "When you caught him, why didn't you let go after he fell?" My brother finally looked up. He kept reaching for his pocket. The detective stayed quiet. My brother swallowed. "I thought he had a knife." Another long silence. Finally, the detective closed his notebook. The elderly woman identified him. He looked at me. "Your brother saw him shove her to the ground and steal her purse. He chased him nearly 2 blocks. When he caught him, the man kept trying to reach into his jacket. My brother thought he was reaching for a weapon. He wasn't. He was trying to throw away the stolen wallets." The detective let out a long breath. "If your brother hadn't stopped him, and we probably wouldn't have connected him to the other robberies." The charges against my brother were dropped before we left the station. As we were walking outside, I asked him why he ran after someone twice his size. He looked at me like the answer was obvious. There was nobody else. Then he shrugged. And she couldn't defend herself. For a second, I wasn't standing outside a police station anymore. I was back in our kitchen years earlier, telling a skinny little kid the only rule that ever really mattered. If someone stronger is hurting someone weaker, don't pretend you didn't see it.